And we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So I just recorded this video, half of it, 7 minutes ago, and I wasn't even streaming, so that's a little bit weird and not entirely fun. And man, that has to be annoying. Okay, I don't know if anyone ever actually thought they were doing something, but in reality they weren't. Just to, it's just annoying. Okay, but the point of this video, we're going to be talking about, can Bayern Munich win the Champions League next season? I think that's just the question now, isn't it? I think a lot of people, especially our fan base, are quite worried for the Champions League, right? We got ousted by Liverpool last season in the round of 16. We drew at Anfield 0-0, having a very strong defensive performance. What I thought was we would go to the Allianz Arena and show them what Kovac Ball was all about. No, we got destroyed over the two legs. We didn't even give a fight to Liverpool. They destroyed us in both legs. Technically, they created more chances. The only chance came from Serge Gnabry, and it was an own goal by Liverpool. And James Rodriguez was involved in the passage and the play preceding that play and that goal. Right? It was like a little moment, but we had only a moment in 180 minutes against Liverpool, and that's quite disappointing. So a lot of our fan base in general is kind of like, skeptical. Can Kovac still carry us to a Champions League win? Me personally, as a Bayern fan, I rate the Champions League because it's the only competition that I feel we actually get challenged in. Right? It's the only competition where we lose in. We can easily lose at any time. Right? Ajax Amsterdam. It was 3-3. We were winning 3-2 at like the 80th plus minute, and we absolutely got destroyed. Okay? We can't have that happen. So, I was thinking earlier, when we get Sane, we get Mark Roca or another midfielder or something. But when we get those three players right there, and we get hopefully a winger or an attacking midfielder who's very good. I don't think we'll get an attacking midfielder. I think we'll make two signings. Three is the max. I think three is too nice, because if we make three more signings this summer, and it's gonna end in about a couple of like 2 weeks almost here, because guess what? England, their transfer window closes August the 8th, so Sane has to be done this week, right? So when we get if we get three deals done, I think that's a record for us. And Sane alone would be the record. He would smash Lucas Hernandez of 80 million. Okay, so we've done some serious business this transfer window if we get three more deals done. But I think the realistic number is two. But if we get two deals done, I think we can be considering ourselves Champions League contenders. We were gonna strengthen at center back. We're gonna strengthen in midfield. We're also gonna strengthen at wing. Right, Ian Robin and Ribery leaving. Of course, these two players hadn't been doing particularly the best in the years, in like 2 years. Robin and Ribery, I'm being honest, they haven't really destroyed or hacked football in the last 2 years. They haven't completely been on their best form, but it was just their presence, the you know the fact that they were on the squad. They were always going to have a goal or assist in them every 2 games or so. So you always had some sort of trust, right? And if Robin was fit, you knew he was going to cut in and score if he came off the bench or if he started. And you know, we always didn't. We just had Robin and Ribery, and now that they're gone, we have a big void that needs to be filled, because now their personalities in the dressing room are gone. We just don't have that anymore. So we need that. We need two players, two wingers specifically, right, or attacking players, um, because we need that. And Gnabry and Coman aren't necessarily completely perfect players, right? Coman looks like he's not going to be injured all the time anymore, right? Towards the last half of this last season, he started really getting his fitness back, and he actually stayed fit for a pretty good, consistent game form. And I'm proud of him for that. But I can't trust him. I can't trust Gnabry either. I can't trust both of them because they get injured quite often, and if we have to play Thomas Muller at winger again, I'm gonna be so mad. I can't see Thomas Muller playing wing for my team. Okay, I just can't. It will pain me. So with reinforcements, we're definitely going to be considering ourselves Champions League contenders, right? My goal as a Bayern fan, I think most Bayern fans probably feel this way, get to the semifinals. We are in the top five leagues in Europe. We're like the third, right? Because I think there's a league worse than ours, right? I mean, PSG has to be last. I think it may be based off form over the last 8 years in Europe and all that, right? I think it's the Premier League, Serie A, no, not Serie A, Liga On, Liga Santander. I don't know. What do you call it? La Liga, and then you have Bundesliga, and then Serie A, and then you have the French league, which I don't even know the name of. But those are the three like big leagues, right? We're in the top, and we're the best team in one of those leagues. So technically, if you take two teams from each league that have been doing consistently well over the last 10 years, right? Then you would have 8 teams from those, and then that means we are the top 8 team in the world. And then if you consider the international success, we are like number 3 behind Barcelona or just Liverpool, right? That's where we're at. And I think that if you consider that, we should be literally by the status of our club at least getting to the semifinals. 4 teams go in the semifinals. I just named 8 teams, or didn't name, I just like pointed out 8 teams are considered in the top 8, and those are the best teams in Europe. We can, if Lyon, right? You would consider Lyon behind PSG or Monaco, right? But Monaco isn't doing so well right now. But Lyon and then PSG, if you factor those two out, you literally only have 6 teams now, right? If you factor maybe Real Madrid or Barcelona out of Europe, you only have 5 teams. So my point here is that if you look at it statistically, we should always be getting to the semifinals based on the stature of our club and the quality of players we have everywhere. I mean, I think honestly, if we played Man City every week for 30 games a season, we would beat them 70% of the time because of the status of the team we have. We have everywhere we have quality. I mean, we literally bought a World Cup winner to play bench for us. My point here is the Champions League, once again, we have to get their ambitions straight. The club has to figure out, what do we want? What do we want out of this? The club has to decide, okay, we need this and that. We want to get here and there. Okay? I'm not interested in Bundesliga titles anymore. I'm not interested in DFB Pokal. Right? This is what happens when you win the same trophy over and over again. It becomes really meaningless because you almost feel a certain type of confidence that you win the trophy. Oh man, look at these muscles. Oh yeah. But you almost feel like a guarantee that you win these trophies, which lowers the value of them. But the Champions League is so unpredictable. This year, once again, I think the Champions League is going to be open. By open, I mean there's going to be 1 million teams competing, right? It means that, like last season, Liverpool won it out of nowhere, beating us at the Allianz Arena and Barcelona after 3-goal advantage to Barcelona, beating them 4-3 on aggregate. Okay? My point is, it's open once again. Any team that really wants to win the Champions League, all you have to do, I think if in order for us to win the Champions League, we can't have a struggling first half of this season, right? This upcoming season, we cannot, by any means necessary, have a struggling start. What does a struggling start do? It puts pressures on the players. The players feel unconfident going into big Champions League matches, and we get bad group starts, and that means we get draws. And that, I think, if we get 3 wins out of the group and a draw, I am so. So you play. So there's three groups, 3 teams in 3 other teams in the group. You play them each team twice. 6 games. No, 5 games. No, 6. Hold on. I think it's 6, right? Okay. No, it's 6 games because you have 3 teams and you play them twice, one away and one at home. Yeah, I think it's 6 games in the Champions League. We win 4 games and draw 2, or lose 1 and draw 1, we're fine, okay? I want a tough group next season, right? I want us to be with Barcelona, Real Madrid. I want us to be with Atletico Madrid and us. By the way, those are all the teams that tend to destroy us every season. We have no problem beating an English team 10-2 on aggregate. We have zero problem with that. But beating a Spanish team, God forbid that, right? We can't, okay? For some odd reason. It's not even because they're just better. It's just some weird mentality that we can't beat Spanish teams. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they live closer to the beach than Munich. I don't freaking know. The point is, the Champions League is open once again. I don't think Liverpool can win back to back, so we can just factor them out. I'm not like saying Liverpool are bad. I'm saying if they don't make any actual investments, we can't just say they'll win it again. Man City, they're strengthening. Man City got Rodri away from us, Rodri Hernandez, and I'm praying we get Sane at this point because it would just piss them off and all their fans because they stole Rodri from us. Rodri was gonna come to us, but City just had to be needing a Fernandinho replacement just when we wanted a player. Rodri was so good. I felt so good about getting him. Then him going to City just pisses me off, right? And I'd like to sit here and pretend like we weren't in for him, but our board did talk about Rodri Hernandez, right? Um, I mean, so City aren't. I mean, I'd say they're in, right? But Pep has that weird aspect of him where he chokes up his big games, right? His teams don't. I think City could really be competing for the Champions League. I'm just saying, if they play very well and manage to get through to the quarterfinals, I think if they pass the round of 16 very well, well they did pass Schalke. I'm just saying, like they could really get somewhere. No, Schalke was in the group stages, right? No, I don't know. So, continuing, we have Juventus. Juventus just got Matthias de Ligt. I think they could be real threats this year, but there's still that aspect of Juventus. Mauricio Sarri is a very inexperienced manager. I don't think you can just count on Ronaldo. I think Sarri is one of those managers. He's also stubborn. I don't know exactly his style, and it's very easy to counter. All you have to do is stick the man, an attacking midfielder, on his like deep line playmaker midfielder slash holding midfielder, right? That's what every Prem team has done. Slap an attacking midfielder on them, cover them, and press them all the time. And you disrupt his entire play, and he never really changes it. He just keeps the team going the exact same way, and he relies on long balls too much. So Juventus, for me, are not really that big of a threat as people are saying, right? Okay, so we've talked about, okay, Man City, okay. Chelsea, no, they're probably going to get destroyed before the group stages. So Chelsea for me isn't a threat. Real Madrid, no. Okay, I think Real Madrid have had 2 bad seasons now. No, they've had 1 bad season last season, but I think it's going to be worse this season for some odd reason. Because when Zidane came back, you thought, oh, it's going to solve everything. It obviously didn't. And even after their investments, they're still losing weird games in the friendlies. In 7-3 versus Atletico. No, Real Madrid can't compete. Barcelona are chokers, okay? They always choke. So no, all right? Unless Barcelona start really investing in their defense, like they should have gotten De Ligt. They didn't. Guess what? No, it does not it for me, Chief. Um, so there's a lot of clubs in Europe that Atletico Madrid could really be a good one to really watch in the Champions League. But my point is, Champions League is going to be so interesting. Bayern Munich has a big shot at it, but I don't think we can win it not without like real investment. And I think if we get Sane, Mark Roca, and one other winger, and we have good depth, we have like 19 outfield players who are good enough to play, and then maybe if we have like 6 world class players, and then you know you know and then the rest are just good enough to play any game, and then guess what? I'm okay with that. World class is in they can win the Ballon d'Or. That's what I mean by world class. And most teams only have like 2 world class players, So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching this stream. If you watched, I really appreciate it. We hit 7 subscribers. I'd like to stop this at 15 minutes. I just wanted to make this video, and I think I've covered every topic I wanted to cover. All right, peace out, Mia San Mia.